Hello everyone. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's kind of just going to be a video about why I love Squad so much and why I make videos on Squad and generally how I feel about the community and just why this game I think this game is so great. I just feel like I've never really explained what Squad really does and how it does those things so well. And I guess I just wanted to express my love and enjoyment of the game. So, a couple things that I feel like Squad does so well is it really brings communication into the mix. Like some games say you need communication to win, but they really don't. Squad is one of those games where it's essential. It's literally the one thing that sets this game apart from, you know, so many other games like MOBAs or Call of Duty or Battlefield or Titanfall. This game, most of those games, you're mainly just looking at yourself and how you can improve upon yourself as a player. But in Squad, it's a lot about your team and how you can effectively communicate and just moving as a unit, being able to sacrifice and do things for your unit. It's pushed these kind of values more than any other game that I can think of. The closest one being League of Legends, where you kind of have to work with your team, and you kind of have to be on the same page. But even then, it's the majority of it is a single player improvement process. Another thing I love about Squad is how cinematic it is. Like when you're playing, it feels so good. It feels so realistic, so cinematic when you play it. It's so enjoyable to watch. Like when I go back and watch videos of myself or others, it creates this movie type environment that I've never seen in any other game. Um, any other game, I can't think of a single game that provides that kind of environment where you can really go, oh my god, I can't believe that really happened. This is something that I'm gonna remember. This is something that really just stands out, and it happens so often in Squad because you're working with others, you're working against a team that is working together, and just having these player created scenarios happen is incredible. And just having these moments where you know that whatever happened, it's because of choices that you made or that the enemy team made. And it's really awesome to see like your choices and decisions um, kind of create the scenario that the game plays out into. Another thing about Squad that I really love is the leadership. No other game has a defined leadership role. Most games, you're all basically on the same level as someone else. The fact that Squad has this kind of leadership role that people look up to and that people respect and understand is astounding. Like, I can't think of a single other game. Like, a lot of Squad features you can't find anywhere else. And just knowing that a good squad leader or a bad squad leader can make or break the game is just it adds to that kind of environment and that essence of understanding that you have to trust others and work with others. Because if you don't listen to your squad leader, or your squad leader doesn't work with your squad, you're gonna have a bad time. But when it works so well that you just have these amazing experiences and you actually bond with other players. You start seeing the same names, you start hanging out with those players. It's a very social game because you learn to play with these people and your teammates, and you just create this kind of camaraderie that's unheard of in any other game because of that teamwork aspect. All other FPSs, whether it's Insurgency, CS:GO, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Titanfall, the list goes on and on. I mean, a lot of these times you just plug in and play and drop out. Sure, you might have some friends that you play with, but never before in Squad do you actually form this special bond that it sounds really corny now that I'm hearing it, but you really do. Like, I've added hundreds of people to my friends list after playing Squad. Hundreds. And it's just an environment where you know that everyone's working together, and the goal is to work together, because if you don't, then it falls apart. Whereas in other games, you could like work alone and try to carry the game by yourself. Squad doesn't work like that. You literally cannot win a game by yourself. And I think that's a really really important part to understand. The second, and I think one of the other most important things in this game, is the tactics. No other game has the tactics that you have in Squad, not to my knowledge at least. Even Insurgency, it's shoot and scoot. It's just running and gunning. You know, twitch shooters. You don't have flanking maneuvers. You don't really have you know, base of fires and suppressing elements, and you don't ever see people bounding in other video games. Squad is one of those games where you see these kind of tactics and they're taken to a higher level than other FPS games. Like, sure, you can flank in Call of Duty, but it's not to the extent that Squad flanks operate. It's a lot more tactical. It feels a lot more smooth. It feels like a engine that works well, rather than individual parts that are doing their own thing. It feels like the whole engine and the whole unit is working well, and that's something that feeling when you know that you're not only your squad, but your team consisting of other squads is working together well. That's such a rewarding feeling. But yeah, I mean, that's mainly why I make Squad videos, because I just love this game so much, and OWI is doing such a good job with it, and I just wanted to express those main reasons why I love this game: is the teamwork, the camaraderie, the communication, the tactics, how cinematic it is. I mean, this game really hits the nail on the head. It's just my dream shooter, and the level at which tactics play out and how you can really get in depth without being clunky like Arma. It's just, I think this game's gonna be amazing, and I think it's gonna be huge by the time it finishes. And I just, you know, we just gotta remember as a community, as squad leaders, as leaders in this group, that it really does depend on us to kind of keep the community where it needs to be, to teach players how they need to operate, to ensure that that standard is held. Because if the squad leaders have no control, then and no influence, then, you know, the game is gonna fall apart. So just ensure that, you know, you're doing what you can to help keep Squad the game it is right now, and to improve it. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on the game and why I love it so much, because I have never explained that. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.